we're getting ready to play a really well-coached football team. Tough place to play. They've had a ton of injuries at quarterback for Central Michigan. But we got a ton of respect for Mac and what he does, and they've got a good team, and they're banged up. I think defensively they're athletic, they can cover, they give a variety of different looks, and they're challenging. So we're going to have to go up there and play our best game. We're going to have to be locked in. The weather's supposed to be horrific, typical. But the good thing is at least we're used to the wind. So, but we got a challenge ahead of us for sure.
Coach, I guess just how have you seen your team respond these last few days, coming off an emotional win at Toledo?
Yeah, they're fine. You know, this is the challenge is to be able to put that to bed. It was a great win. It's our rivalry, but you know, the fact of the matter is we got 100 pieces of evidence this year of teams that play in a rivalry game, play in a big game, and win the game, and then go and lay an egg the next week. So, you know, you can point out numerous examples of that being the case. So, you know, we're locked into really a new season. This is a 4-game stretch here in November. Everyone remembers, you know, what happens in November, the old cliche. So this is week 1 for us, and we're trying to find a way to be 1-0.
You guys scored on your first possession offensively against Toledo. You've done that a handful of times this year, you know, start off games with a touchdown. How critical has that been, just, you know, executing at such a high level right away early in the game?
Yeah, we'd love to start fast, but, you know, you have to adapt and adjust. Sometimes, you know, you have field position issues and you're trying to flip the field. You know, other times you're dealing with weather situations. So, obviously, in a perfect world, we'd love to start every game scoring first. But, you know, that's all based upon what's going on in the game.
Just how much does, I guess, maybe preparation help, you know, with trying to get off to a good start? You know, they know what to do, obviously, that first drive and just everything.
Yeah, it's going to be critical in this game. I think, just like I said, I think Central Michigan, those guys have been together for a long time. You know, if not at Central, they were together at Florida. They know what they're doing. They've got a great scheme. They create problems with, you know, multiple fronts, multiple coverages. So offensively, we've got to be completely locked in. And, you know, with the quarterback situation with Central, they've found a way to change their offense to suit their quarterbacks. And just like I said, Mac is a great offensive coach. And he'll find a way to score points. He'll find a way to stress our defense, so we got to be on top of our stuff.
Coach, how does the staff make the adjustment going to midweek games?
You know what, we're used to it, to be honest with you. I mean, we only have to do it twice this year for some ungodly reason. I think we went 8 weeks of it, you know, these last couple of years. So I actually like it. I like it to the fact that it reminds me closer to pro football in terms of you don't have school. So your players are able to practice and then able to come in on their own and get extra film work, extra treatment, and without having the you know, the academic classes being on the weekend. So I actually like Wednesday games better than Tuesday, just because our Tuesday is technically Friday, which is tomorrow, and our Wednesday is Saturday. So when you play on a Wednesday, you know, your 2 most important practices are completely on the weekend. Not so much when you play on Tuesday. So we'll today was our Monday. We went out in shoulder pads and helmets, or excuse me, spiders and helmets. We did what we typically do on a Monday, and we'll hit the ground running tomorrow with our Tuesday practice.
Is there like an ideal number of midweek games, you know, more than 2, but like less than 8 or whatever the amount is?
Whatever they tell me to play. So, honestly, I don't have. They said we got to play all 4 midweek games, but that's what we do, So, I do like the Saturday games just because I think it's just like last week. I think it gives the ability for the stadium to be full, and but again. You get a ton of national attention being on national TV too. So there's a lot of ways to look at it. Wherever they tell us to play, when they tell us to play, what day, we'll try to get ready and give our best efforts.
Where do you stand on the Friday games? You got one in late November.
I haven't even thought that far. So haven't had a Friday game in a long time. Was accustomed to them at being at Virginia Tech on Thursday nights and Fridays. We had more than others, just because that's, I guess, a tradition there. But just like I said, wherever they tell us to play, what time, we'll find a way to prepare our tails off and try to go compete to our very best and try to win the game.
Hey, Coach, the defense is playing with that, what you call it, swagger, like Savages, the last few games. How do you keep that going?
Well, it's who we should be. I said this to our kids, and there was a frustration point of our season about week 4 that we weren't playing to our best of our ability. And, at the end of the day, that's all I ask is that, both offense, defense, and special teams, we play to our very best. And if someone's better than us, then someone's better than us. But when we're clicking all together and we're worrying about the important stuff and we prepare like we're supposed to prepare, and we're staying away from the selfish thoughts and the selfish things that are going on, and concentrate on just being great teammates and concentrating on doing our jobs, we're a good team. We are. And when you're not, it's hard to be good. This game requires a ton of concentration. This game requires a ton of preparation. This game takes a ton of discipline, other than you even going to school and just practicing right. You got to take care of your body. You got to sleep. You got to eat right. You got to train the right way. You got to rehab the right way. So this game takes a lot, and whenever your mind is not focused on doing all the things that it takes to win, you're going to get your tail beat. And we found that out, and we figured that out. So I'm hoping that our squad got to taste of what it's supposed to look like. We've had 4 games, in my opinion, that we played top-notch football in every aspect, and we've had 4 that we were not so much. At times we were, or one side of the ball was and the other wasn't. And as long as we're doing our best, and as long as we're locked in and doing things 100% the right way, that's all you can ask as a coach, and that's all you can ask as a teammate. But when you're not, that's normally whenever losses occur, and you just got to be locked in at all times.
Charles, obviously coming off an emotional win, solid win at Toledo. I guess, what has the response been kind of from the team these last few days? Is it, just obviously trying to move on to Central? Just kind of what's kind of been the mindset like these last few days?
I think the team has done a pretty good job of so we soaked up the win. We had our fun, and I think we pretty much moved on now, ready for the next week, next chapter, next game.
Obviously, you guys have played outstanding in road games this year, obviously going to Central next week. I guess, is there something about playing on the road that brings out the best in you guys, that really makes you perform well? Because you have had some great road performances this year.
I'm not sure if there's anything per se. I mean, we do like walking in people's houses and taking over, so people's stadiums are taking over, so that's always fun. But that's really just it, I guess, just walking in there together as a brotherhood, as a team, and just taking care of business.
You've played a lot of football these last 4 years, but it seems like this year you've really taken your game to another level. What's Is there anything in your opinion that's really changed or really helped you, really perform well and execute on defense this year?
I think early camp, Coach Lawson asked me to move to rush and try rush out, and I was a little hesitant years prior doing that, but this year I was like, why not? Let's go see if we can get on the field a little bit more. And he's a great coach. He's been helping me out, so I feel like that's really been the biggest thing, moving me to rush and letting me just go. Because at Sam, you can go, but you kind of got to think a little bit more. But being at rush, playing down there with the D lineman, it's kind of a little more just go, a little physical, just do what you got to do.
You guys have gotten off to really, really good starts in about every game this year. I think touchdowns on opening possessions in 5 games. Defense has performed well in the first quarter. I guess kind of how critical has it been just getting off to that good start, executing right away in these games at an early level?
That's actually been a focus point of the defense is like amongst the players. Like we talk to each other, and we were looking at years prior. We started off slow, and we made a decision that we can't keep that up. Like if we want to make a change around here, we got to come out on fire. We got to come out, get a 3 and out. So that's really been the biggest thing, just focusing on that, focusing on starting the game off fast and not building up to our best defensive play.
How much does having such a veteran and experienced team maybe help in that regard? You guys understand, what you need to do coming out in these games. How much does just that veteran kind of leadership help out, especially when you start every game?
It helps a ton because you got a lot of people that are experienced, a lot of people that have been in these situations, a lot of people that have played these high emotion games. So, when you're a freshman, it's kind of like, everything's moving fast. But now that we got a bunch of seniors, a bunch of older guys, it's kind of like everybody's calm, everybody's settled in. So we just go in with a level mind and do what we got to do.
Finn, I guess just how have you seen the team respond these last few days after obviously a very emotional win at Toledo?
Yeah, no, I think it's a huge, morale thing for us. Obviously, it's the biggest game around here for everybody. So to win that's awesome, bring the guys together and everything. We had our fun for sure, kind of like Chuck said a little bit ago. But I think the last couple of days, everybody's kind of settled down and we're focused now and ready to finish off November strong. So.
How important is it to not have a letdown at Central? Obviously Western's looming, week after that. But how important is it to keep that pedal going and really keep performing strong and everything?
Yeah, just staying focused week by week. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't be looking down the road. It's some action. Each week can go crazy. So I think it's important just to focus on the now and, the details, preparation, things we're doing in practice every day and just continuing to do your job, and we're going to be just fine.
Facing your former team, what do you think that's going to be like when you get up to Central?
Nah, it'll be fun. I'm super close to the guys still and whatnot and everything, so I've had a few text me and everything, excited. So it'll be fun. I'm sure we'll be, yelling at each other on the field and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be weird for sure, but excited.
You guys scored a touchdown on your opening possession against Toledo. You've scored on your opening possession in 5 of the 8 games this year. How important has that been for you guys to get off such a good starts? Because, doing that, it seems like, you guys have been in every single game because of that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I personally love getting off to a start like that. I think momentum plays a huge role in college football. I think then defense go 3 and out first, and then we got it, and then we score. Like, that's both sides of the ball doing their job like that. It works out perfect. Gets the ball rolling. Everybody's, feeling it. So I think it plays a huge role in momentum and just continue the whole rest of the game.
Is that something that the coaching staff stresses, you guys as players stress, is we have to start fast like this on both sides? Is that really a topic of conversation?
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily stress, but we all are aware, if, there's times we come out in halftime we're flat, or we come out in beginning games and are flat and teams get up on us earlier, things like that, and it makes it a lot harder coming back. So starting fast just helps both sides of the ball and gets the game going the right way.
And in those games as well, when you did score on the first possession, it seems like it's been really quick, a couple minutes, only a handful of plays, some huge plays. How prepared are you for those first drives? It seems like everyone knows exactly what they're doing? Just how much kind of preparation goes into starting off that well?
Yeah, we script a lot of things. Obviously, we run these plays hundreds of times, so we have a pretty good idea of like what we're going to call these first drives, what the coaches are looking for. Obviously, you get like a 3rd and long, things like that. You might have to break something out you weren't expecting, but those first few drives, normally we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to try and go for and stuff like that. Later in the game, you start getting some, digging in your backpack for some play calls, but we're pretty well prepared on those first few.
You played in this game 2 years ago for Central Michigan. What do you remember about that game?
Gosh, someone had an interception on the D-line for Bowling Green. I was in the end zone when it happened, and I hawked him like 60 yards down the field. And I remember like the first thing when I got here, everybody was like, "That was you!" Like they're all pissed. They're like, "I can't believe you did that to us. Like he was gonna pick six it. Like why would you do that?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know." I tried to strip it. It didn't work out though. But yeah, that happened. I believe Bowling Green won, so let's see if we can do that again. But yeah, it was fun.